report on the increased price of owning a pet. Coming up.
Plus, the legislative session wrapping up for the year, we dive into one of the biggest issues now signed into law. And we focus on helping students in need. It's the top of the hour. Fox 56 News at 7 starts right now.
Live from Lexington, our home, your news. This is Fox 56 News at 7.
The legislative session is done for the year, and one of the biggest issues tackled was sports betting, which is now signed into law. But as Bodie Brooks explains, if you're wanting to place a bet, you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. Bodie.
Yeah, Amani.
I know a lot of people keeping an eye on that there, Bodie. Thank you. Well, if you got outside today, then you couldn't miss the nice weather, which I'm hoping is finally here to stay. Justin Esterly is here to tell us what to expect heading into the rest of the week. Justin.
Well, you know how it is, Mother Nature. She never keeps it consistent, especially in spring. She does the up-down thing all the way through.
All right, Justin, thank you. Now to what's making headlines tonight at 7. Lexington leaders working to make sure no child goes hungry this spring break. Council members gathering at a local park to unveil the Hunger Doesn't Take a Spring Break initiative. Meals are being provided to local children in 5 parks throughout the city. Today, children were treated to pizza. Tomorrow is hot dogs and barbecue.
So it's really, focusing on what public safety really is outside of policing. Coming to the root causes, feeding our people, making sure they're housed, doing this kind of work is going to help to empower community too and help us to heal.
Donations will help boost the effort. You can bring items to the Northside Library in Lexington. Just hours before former President Donald Trump heads to court in New York City, he's adding yet another attorney to his legal team to fight back against his charges. Trump arrived in New York City ahead of his historic arraignment, and the city was ready for him with a heavy police presence and barricades across downtown. NYPD officers surrounding Trump Tower, where the former president is staying.
This is a case of political persecution. Had he not been running for presidency, he would not have been indicted.
While the exact charges remain under seal, the indictment stems from the alleged 2016 hush money payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Despite the allegations, Trump says that he's innocent. Inflation now hitting pet owners. A new report shows pet food is up more than 15% year over year, while pet supplies jumped 5% during the same period. Pet owners now saying they're spending more to give their animals the same lifestyle. Fox Business Network's Jerry Willis has more.
Inflation isn't.
Homelessness is a problem impacting people and children across the country and right here in Kentucky. Joining me now to talk about that is Shani Marcus, homeless liaison for Jessamine County Schools. So thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tell me, how big of a problem are you all seeing when it comes to students experiencing homelessness in your district, and just how many students find themselves in this predicament?
So in the last couple of years, we've gone up quite a bit. So we had always run around 350 students. I've been in this position, I believe it's my 8th year. So we've had around 350. And in the last couple of years, we're running closer to 500. So currently we have 464 students that are coded homeless, and 71 of those are unaccompanied youth.
And so, I mean, that sounds like a large number here. I mean, what all are you doing in your department to try to help those students and lower that number?
So the majority of what I do is to make sure students are able to get to school, have what they need at school, have the clothing they need. And then once families get housed, we're very lucky. Jessamine County has a very generous community that has allowed us to provide certain things once people are housed. So those aren't used with education dollars, those are donation dollars. One of my programs is to allow for tutoring for students, because we know that homelessness oftentimes means a lot of days missed, or a child coming to school and not really being able to focus on what they need. So we see gaps in education for those students, and so to help them, we provide tutoring for them.
Is there any indication as to why this number has slightly increased? Is it the economy or something else?
When we unfroze evictions, we saw a lot of people, of course, lose housing rapidly. And then we saw housing prices and rent prices more than double, in some cases triple. So, and that's not just with Jessamine County. Of course, you know that that's a nationwide crisis right now.
Why is it so important for you to try to find ways to help these students succeed?
These are families who are just like any other working people who, because of the economy, because of the rent changes, because of the housing crisis that was already here, they've lost housing and can't get it back.
Yeah, a tough time for so many right now. Where can people go for more information?
So I know on our website, on Jessamine County Schools website, if you look up homeless, my number and information is out there.
Shani, thank you so much for the important work that you all are doing there. And thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you looking into it. I really do. Thank you.
Absolutely. And we have much more coming up here on Fox 56 News at 7. Still to come, we focus on the positive Transy women's basketball returning home with the trophy. Welcome back. The Transylvania women's basketball team returning home this morning with the NCAA Division III championship title. The team didn't get back from Dallas until about 3 this morning. This is the Pioneers' first national title win, and they're coming off of a perfect season. So to celebrate, Transy is throwing a championship celebration this Wednesday inside the Beck Center. Transylvania's president says there will be special remarks and a few surprises too.
It's how these young women have represented the university. They play with class, with poise, with focus. They are outstanding students, not just athletes, so they really embody the best of student athletics at a collegiate level.
The event begins Wednesday afternoon at 3:30 and is open to the public.
Now, your forecast.
Welcome back. Millions of Americans are now at risk of losing Medicaid coverage following a 3-year pandemic pause. States can now begin removing people from the government's low-cost health insurance program. The pandemic declaration ends on May 11th, but states can start the process now. They have 14 months to remove those who no longer qualify. More information about a recent study linking a common artificial sweetener to an increased risk of heart disease and stroke. Chris DeMio takes a closer look at what's causing the health concerns and why a growing number of people could be at risk in the future.
You may want to double check.
A bald eagle at the World Bird Sanctuary mistakes a rock for an egg. Murphy has been taking great care of what he thinks is an egg, building it a comfy nest and cackling at any other birds that come too close. Unfortunately, Murphy's egg is actually a rock and will not hatch this spring. The World Bird Sanctuary says this is a natural response and a totally normal mistake for Murphy to make.
But he's putting on full dad mode. I mean, come on. He's, I'm going to protect it. I'm going to build something comfy. And he's going to defend it, too.
Thought he was doing something good there. Yeah, I like it. All right. Well, that does it here for us. Thank you so much for watching. Our next newscast is tonight at 10. Have a great night.